Hello everybody, Z3KO Trinity. I'm rocking a Batman sweatshirt that I got, Dark Knight. Pretty badass. I know my brother is the Batman guy, but I saw this shirt and I really needed more long sleeves, so yeah, I thought I'd get it. But this video ain't a long sleeve Batman video. This is a Goosebumps review on Say Chisel and Die Zizzle. But before I get into it, I want to make an announcement. I'm sick. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I am sick. I did wake up this morning with a cold, um, sore throat, runny nose, all that bullshit. And it's the first day of my vacation, too. So Mother Nature really bent me over and took me around town. But no, the big announcement is I got an opportunity coming up in October to meet R.L. freaking Stein. That's right, he's going to be doing a convention and he's going to be doing a book signing and it's free admission. I am going. I have to go. He is one of my all-time heroes. Just big inspiration to my childhood. It's wonderful. I'm absolutely speechless about it. As soon as my friend showed me, I was like, oh, I had to hop on that bandwagon. But yeah, I get to hopefully meet R.L. Stein. So yeah, that's a big announcement. But let's get into the review, shall we? Now, I'm not a huge fan of the episode Say Cheese and Die. I thought that was one of my least favorite episodes of Goosebumps. So when I was going to start this book, I thought, man, this is not going to be that great of a book. But it actually surprised me and turned out to be a really, really good book. It does have quite a few differences compared to the episode. But if you do not know what this is about, it's about four friends. Greg, he's the main character. Sherry, which is the only girl of the group. Michael, which is kind of the awkward friend. Like, he's down with whatever unless things get serious. Then he's all like, I'm out. And then they got the comical, tall friend they call Bird, which he actually looks like this bird. He has a long nose, very thin legs, and he's the Joker of the group. I really enjoyed his character, reading his character and stuff. Michael, he was kind of plain. I feel like they just kind of threw him in there. But Greg, he was kind of interesting as a character. And Sherry, I really did enjoy her character, joking around with them. But it's about them, and they have this place, a house called, I forgot what they called that place. Ain't that great? You just finished reading the book and you don't forgot what that place is called? Kaufman House. They go to this place called the Kaufman House. It's like this rundown building that they believe this weird guy, they call him Spidey because he wears like all black and he always goes out at night, never comes out during the day. And they say that he looks like a spider and kind of walks like a spider would. So usually they wouldn't mess with that building, but they decide to enter this building and they were looking around and they discovered a camera inside this hidden compartment. And they're all like, ooh, take my picture. And he takes a picture of Michael. And then the film comes out and he's like breathing on it to get it to come clear. And then all of a sudden the stairway breaks and Michael falls, which sprains his ankle. And Spidey comes back and they're all like trying to haul ass. And by the time they actually get out in time, he realizes that he still had the camera with him. So he's like, nah, I can't bring it back now. It's mine now. But he realizes that the picture he took was of Michael falling. And he's like, wait a minute. I took this before he fell. And events led up to other things, like his parents got a brand new car, brand spanking new car, looks absolutely gorgeous. He was walking home and happened to see it, so he took a picture of it. Well, the picture came out with the car completely totaled. The front windshield was busted in. The driver door had been rammed as if someone rammed the driver door. And he's like, the fuck? I think this camera might be broken. And I'm like, nah, really? But yeah, events keep leading up until they realize that the camera is complete evil and so on and so forth. Your typical story. That is, if you have not read this, that's a little quick synopsis of what it's about. But I'm going to get more in detail with it. One of the major differences is the baseball game. They're having a baseball game. Well, Bird is. He plays baseball, and they're all getting ready to watch him, and they take his picture. Well, the picture comes out him like conked out on the ground, neck bent at an awkward angle, like that, and just like his eyes are closed, and they're like, "What the fuck?" if I took a picture of my friend standing there and saw that picture, I'd be like, "Fuck that." I'd be like, "Something's wrong with this camera." But anyway, the game goes on, and they're like talking amongst themselves. And they kind of look over, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And they see their friend knocked out on the ground, head cocked up. He's like, "Meh." They go over, and they're like, "Dude, are you alright? What the hell happened?" And then he was all like, "Ha ha, got you guys. Ha ha ha. Nah, 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 nah. I pulled a trick on you. Look at me, I'm cool. Because I have barely any friends." Let me get back into the story. Um, but yeah, ultimately, they get back to playing the game. They're sitting there in the bleachers, and they're getting ready to leave. But the one kid, he was still thinking because he remembered all the weird pictures that had happened. So he's like, "No, I got to make sure that that wasn't just it." And then all of a sudden, hits the ball and wham, right in the head of his friend Bird, and he like falls completely down, neck bent at the awkward angle, and his eyes are closed, just how the picture predicted. That was not in the episode, so I thought when I was reading that, I was pretty terrified, just for a simple fact of a baseball nailing you right in the head. And the way that they described him, falling down, it wasn't just. It was like a sudden, like, after it hit him, he was like he couldn't function, couldn't really do anything, and then he like dropped to his knees, and he's just like. So it was kind of creepy reading how he fell and all that stuff. Another major difference is the disappearance of his friend Sherry. It's her birthday. She's desperately wanting him to bring the camera. So he brings the camera to her house, and she's like, they're all getting everything started. The party's getting started, and his friend's like, "Hey, by the way, who all's coming to this party?" She's like, "You three are the only guys here. There's like 7 girls getting ready to come up." And the other 2 are like, "Huh, that's weird." But the one guy, Bird, he's like, "Oh, hell yeah. Orgy time." And then when I was reading, they started like getting ready to start playing. Oh, before her friend showed up, she wanted him to take a picture of her leaning on the tree like, fabulous. And he takes a picture, but it comes out and she's not there. It's the tree, but she's not there at all. And then she's like, "Well, you missed. You're an idiot. You're blind." So he takes another picture. Comes out the same. Just missing just the tree. Well, then her friends show up and everyone's all peachy keen. They go around back where the woods are, and they're playing Truth or Dare. And that's how I'm reading it. I'm like, R.L. Stein, this ain't a rated R book now. You're gonna have to get your shit together. But, and I love how her mom, after they all came back in, she's like, "Does that make me a bad mom for me letting all you girls and those guys go into the woods alone and just not pay attention?" But I love that part so much. It's so funny. But then, of course, they're like, "Hey, wait, where'd Sherry go?" And she disappeared. And then Greg, he stayed at her house. He's all like, and then the cops come and they're like, "Hey, boy, what's going on? Have you know what you're doing? What have you seen or heard anything more of the girl that you could tell us?" And in the episode, the cops just kind of show up at his door and they're like, "Hey, he's been missing. Did you do it? Did you do it?" So that's a big difference. Finally, another big difference at the very end of the book And if you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and stop the video now. I done spoiled 2 major events for you guys, but if you have not read this book and don't want the end spoiled, I would suggest to go ahead and stop it. I will tell you my rating of the book. I actually give this book an 8.5 out of 10, just for the simple fact that I really did enjoy this book. The episode, I would probably give it a 5 star, because it just wasn't one of my favorite episodes. But this book made me love the story a lot more, and it had a lot more detail. But the very ending, when Spider has got them all trapped in that corner, and he's telling them, like, you know, his friend invented a camera, and I stole it from him, but he was an evil person, and he put a curse on the camera, and that's why the camera screws people over. Well, he was going to keep them there forever, and in quickness, the girl grabs a camera, flashes a picture, and I guess just the thought alone scared that guy so bad that he actually died. Like, in the show, it put him in the camera, and at the end, those 2 bullies came up, snapped a picture of themselves, and then he was able to come out, and he's like, but at the end of this book, he seriously died. Like, he's dead. He's deader than dirt. And it does end with a cliffhanger. But yeah, I give this book an 8.5. I really loved it. I'm running out of time because my phone only records 15 minutes. 1 picture is worth 1,000 screams. Which, by the way, that nightmare scene really doesn't make no sense because he has no... Well, I guess you can count it as his friend. But yeah, whatever. Every picture tells a story. Picture my wiener. Greg thinks there is something wrong with the old camera. No shit. He and his friend found. The photographs keep turning out wrong. Very wrong. Like, so wrong, it's not even right. Like the snapshot Greg took of his father's new car that shows it totaled. And then Greg's father is in a nasty wreck. Ooh, nasty. But Greg's friends don't believe him. Sherry even makes Greg bring the camera to her birthday party and take her picture. Only Sherry's not in the photograph when it develops. Is Sherry about to be taken out of the picture permanently? Who is going to take the next fall for the evil Cameron Diaz? But yes, I did really enjoy this book. If you have not read this book, don't go by the episode. Unless you really like the episode, then this is probably going to be a 10-star book for you. If you give the episode more than a 5-star rating, this book is a perfect 10 for you. It will not disappoint. And one last thing before I go, I opened the book and I found this really badass Goosebumps bookmark. It has like questions from different books that you can answer on the back. I'll let you guys pause it on there. That way you guys can have fun with that if you want. But yeah, I found this in the book. I didn't even know it was in there. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to use this for all my books when I read them. But thank you guys so much. I'm going to try to enjoy my vacation the best I can. And hopefully I get to start feeling better after today. It sucks being sick on your vacation, but that's how life goes for me. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and